There we go again. We get the beeps. Beeps galore. Happy beeps is all the way. And there'll probably be a lot of angry beeps coming out of the 4 AK squad. They are 4 angry kids, and they're going to be 4 tilted kids after that one. Solid performance, a great amount of points. It sees them getting the top 8 there. But they'll be thinking, what if we got that first place? But they can't think about that now. They have to focus on the next game at hand. It is one more game of Erangel. And if they can solidify themselves another top placement here, doesn't have to be a win, could just be similar to what they just had there, or just within the top 4, then they can climb their way up and say, Stella, you got to do some serious catching up tomorrow. And that's what I'm scared for them.
It'll make their place tomorrow, like coming into tomorrow, a lot more...
Yeah.
I mean, the more space they can make to separate themselves down to that 9th place right now, the better off they'll be. That for sure. I mean, the more, and even more so, the more they can climb into the heels of the guys sitting above them, the better off they'll be. Because they know they can play on Miramar. They know they can play on Erangel. Now it's going to be all onto Miramar tomorrow, but get yourself... You cannot worry about Miramar for tomorrow. Right now, focus on that Erangel game at hand and get yourself a good run. We can see that it's a good plane, and of course you guys can see it now as well. Straight south to north, pretty similar to the first plane we had on the day. But where, oh where will these guys be going? I'm expecting Moonwolf to jump out early this time. Yep, they will jump out again, not wanting to go all the way over towards Mills of Power. Tornado Energy will be going up north. Tarlans down towards Prim. So no big surprises here, at least for now. This is going to be the last time we see this bunch of guys play off against one another on Erangel, at least for now. It's a feels bad, it's a feels sad. It's been a fun journey so far, and after tomorrow's games under Miramar, we will be saying goodbye to 8 of these guys.
And that is what it all comes down to, right? The end for some of these teams, or just the beginning for the other 8 who have done well to make it this far. But for everyone who is a big fan of Erangel, at least for this Group B, and that's where they were looking to get their points, well, this is your last chance to get it done. And for some of our teams, Toby, that's really a problem.
Yeah, and I'm just looking here, seeing how rude in 20 seconds will this game be to us. Last game of Erangel.
I like how you like predicting it already. It's going to be terrible.
How much can you mess it up for them? How rude can you make it? That last one was really brutal. So, in my opinion, we should just go center. It should be fair for everyone. But I just have a gut feeling saying that this one will be equally as the previous one.
You're such a liar. You say about gut feeling. You've got your phone out again.
See? Good circle. Thank you, Kim.
You were just trying to troll us. He's hyping it up like it's going to be awful, and then it became good.
In all fairness, this one could become awful. We have the river cutting the circle straight in half. It's always an interesting endeavor when you commit, or if you commit to either side of the other of the river. Of course, you've got to keep in mind that if you go anywhere west of Yasnaya, you can only cross with bridges. And we know that teams like to sit around down there, hold those bridges, shoot you as soon as you come over on the other side. So a lot of these teams, we're talking Moonwolf, we're talking Tornado Energy potentially as well, would maybe look to make their way all the way over Stalber and come in over on the northern side. Now, it's going to be interesting, though, to see whether that's actually going to happen or not, because there's still quite a bit of room on the south side here.
And when we got these kind of circles before, right, the interesting rotations was like Tornado, Moonwolf, Art of War, Swarm. They were able to make it kind of work in their favor despite having to come down from quite far away. It's Quickmath, though, who we're looking to try and hold on to some sort of good ground position depending on where it goes in the end.
Yeah, I like them sending Peltish all the way down to loot further south, secure a compound down there should anybody start rotating early on. We saw Phantom how early he rotated in the previous game to try and take a position north. Now at least they have secured a position down there should they want to make the rotation early on. Of course, we didn't really mention it to you guys today, but I assume most of you guys know. If you do want to watch the map, because of course sometimes we do talk about things we don't necessarily see on our main screens right now, and then do exclamation mark map in the chat, or to go to twitch.tv/PEL_esports_map, and you will see everything going on the entire island of Erangel.
Highly recommended, highly required if you want to follow everything, or you want to follow a particular team, or you maybe want to spot out what rotations might be being played out here from some of the other teams.
And I like that you say required, James, because it is, especially if you're a player, but if you're one who likes to follow the in-depth of, or like get more in-depth knowledge on PUBG as a whole in the competitive aspect of things, it's simply impossible for the observers to catch everything happening. There can be a crazy fight happening, and then there can be a rotation that might not be as viewer interesting to follow the cars driving around, but it can be extremely crucial for the fights to come later. And if you're sitting with the map open, you can get all those infos down.
And it actually is like a huge, just to continue on your point there, it's a huge telling sign as well. If you know what these rotations are happening, some of them we do get to see. in order to say, oh, that's one of the reasons why they managed to get to this good position.
Now, one of the things that I can, this is just a little helping tool for some of your viewers out there, maybe, as these guys are starting their rotations. One of the things that I did in the beginning to learn more about PUBG was looking at a team. I've seen them through multiple games, and then trying to think, for example, now Desperados. What do I expect they will do off of the knowledge that I have? And then follow them, see what they end up doing, and see if you're correct on it. Because that way, I mean, every time that you then end up being right, that's you now understanding the mentality of what they do and how they move around. And teams, believe me, they can be in the exact same spot, they can have the exact same circles, and they can do very, very different things. So it's all going to come down to that individual team. And if you're one of the teams playing in here and you have that knowledge on the other teams, that's going to put you so far ahead.
It certainly will, but that's one of the beauties of this game, right? Is that you can follow these teams and look at it and start to kind of put the patterns together of it. But it always depends on how these circles go. There's so many minimal factors that come in that you think, well, this would change that. This is that reason. Could a team have potentially dropped near him?
Everything can happen. It can be for multiple reasons. We'll never know, too. Now, we do see everybody starting to make their rotations on in Desperados. They are going up center. This makes sense, as most teams would expect Tarlans to have jumped towards Primorsk early, so they know these compounds will be available. See? I mean, this is like the string of thoughts you have to put into your head. They were sitting in the plane. They jumped out after Tarlans. And, oh, wait, that team went Primorsk. Only Tarlans goes there. Huh, that must mean these compounds are open. They scout them. They get it. And they're in all good shape. Now we see Nemereth trying to hold off that exo, saying, "My mountain!" And he gets it to himself.
My mountain.
My mountain! Get off! That's exactly how Nemereth would say it too.
I'm pretty sure he's not American.
What do you mean? That's exactly how he would say it.
He's also not like deep south hillbilly American either. I'm just imagining like banjo playing,
My name is
inbred
Joe
people.
Nemereth. Nemereth could be an Alabama name.
I'm not going to talk anymore on this subject. I'm thinking of Deliverance. If anyone's seen that movie and you're just as insane as me, it's an interesting one.
Desperados, they got a compound. They were not. Did Coldman just stuck his car there?
He's like, what?
Talsera is going to drive his car into Coldman's car now, I think, to try and make it. Like,
Shove it
I
out.
like the observers went away from it like, oh, that was embarrassing. Let's not film Coldman's there, because that was a bit
You
of
fully wedged your car.
I think, I mean, if he tried to do that, like 20 attempts, he would only succeed a couple of times, and even managing to do that too. So impressive.
It's like on Top Gear, the driver, the Stig, right? And he just whips the handbrake up and seems to land in these perfect spots. And you go, if I did that, I'd break my car.
Flip the car.
Yeah.
Just sends it flying. Circles closing on in, and these guys are indeed rotating up on. And if you're watching the map stream, again, very, very recommended. You can see that everyone's taking positions, first of all, around the center of the circle. Doesn't matter where on the map it is. The further center you are, the bigger the chance that you'll be inside the next one. And even more so, the closer you'll be to eventual, or potential, I guess you should say, edge hard shift. I mean, even more so, be around the river. You do not want to get caught on the wrong side should this circle commit to either one or the other. You want to be in a position where you can quickly, boom, get across, because once you're out there, whether you're in the water, crossing a bridge, or you're driving all the way around, you're going to be exposed as hell, and odds are that there will be other teams shooting at you. Look at how centered all these teams are. They want to be as close as possible, so when that circle does indeed guarantee what side it's going to go to of the water, they can get across quickly.
I'm loving this from Tarlans as well. Stay far on this western side, go across. If they even go just like they wait, because the next circle will probably be popping as they get to their location. They can go through Georgia Pond, decide if they want to go north or south on it.
Again, the thought process, they have been fighting Elgiganten early in the middle of it in these type of circles when they've been landing elsewhere. They know they rotate early. They know they're the only South George team, so you know for a fact that you have room up there. Because the only team that has even been looting in this area before was Tarlans. So if you can put all these thoughts together, it's really going to give you a competitive advantage.
Swarm getting kills, as is for us. PG lose one, and so did Tornado. And that's not what Tornado would have wanted. Look at the distance they are. You see, if where Metralius is to where Tornado are and they're coming in, it's not the ideal position to fight from. They've only just started their rotation.
But you got to give it to Force. They're lining up in positions that they know are viable for other players, and they got a free kill off of it. I mean, a kill is never free, but pretty much free taking one off on the edge of the vehicle there.
A free kill certainly is where they knock themselves and you go, there's just a person sat there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And run him over, and you didn't even see him. He was proning in the bush, and he just randomly drove through it. That would be a free kill. Where's Washout going?
Washot's like, I saw
Wait,
this.
I thought we were going over the bridge here.
He's like, I saw this glimmer. I believe this was the one I wanted to spot, and then I came back and I was like, it wasn't really that good.
That
Wow.
that confirms which side of the water we go to.
Well, for AK, they find themselves instantly fighting off against Winside down in the south, and there's going to be a lot more of these fights coming their way. There's not a lot of space down there, boys, and it's already pretty crowded. This is just watching colours make their way down the map, and multiple teams starting to fire. Moleman landing the headshot, but can't make anything else happen just yet. Goes to position himself back in the house, and he has to be ready for this as Desperado, they are getting close.
Desperado, they want this fight, and if you're still, like we talked about them just before, they just fell down into the bottom 8. And they indeed need to get things going. Cass and Jambaway, they're making their rotations on over. Unfortunately, I don't think they called them in. And the guys know that they're just 2, but that doesn't matter. The damage is coming in, and they just got themselves the first knock too.
Vac tries to protect his teammate, but it's not going to work out. The rest of Stella are coming close. They're wanting to get involved in this, but do they now just back away, saying that, okay, Desperado have overrun us?
Out of 4, third partying, yes, and there comes the knock.
Wow.
Cass goes down from afar, and they have to realize now, Desperado, they are indeed split off in multiple angles. You can see Se7en shooting over towards Wagon. Jambaway is taking damage too. Oh, Stella, they're just not getting things going their way today.
They cannot afford for this to happen. Vac and Jambaway, if they could, they probably would back away, but you are pinned by Art of War, you're pinned by Se7en, and you've got Desperados in the same compound that you just occupied. This 2-2 split from them, again, didn't work out.
It really came to bite them. They rotated as soon as they could, but soon wasn't fast enough, and multiple other teams crashed in on towards them. We talked about it before. Priority compounds, especially in circles where there's very little to play around, they will get pushed, and you have to anticipate it when you're playing at this level.
Fake checking all the corners, seeing what he can do. Oh, he's spotted out by Vac. Damage done, but Vac will be pushed away. And now they're going in to swoop into him. They're all looking. They're all trying to get the job done. Coldamenta throws a grenade upstairs. Is Vac going to be ready for it? No, he isn't, as the damage comes in from the AK regardless. And now Jambaway is the only member of Stella left alive.
All by himself, trying to make the run on off here. Memo spotting him out, not going to be able to take him down. Maga does go down. That's a distance away, down by Chopsticks. 4AK Shakusa spot there. PG in the meantime, they came in from the northern side too, and they've decided to take the big swoop around the western side. Interesting rotation from them, and it's going to pay off.
4AK, remember, every single point is so vital to them.
Yeah. Even more so now that they see Stella being under so much pressure.
Yeah.
The more space they can make themselves down to that bottom 8, the happier off they'll be coming into tomorrow.
Even if For Us has a good day, like a good game here on this last game, they'll overtake Stella as well.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, they could. That could be Stella going from a pretty solid 8th place down to 9th or 10th, make that even, coming into tomorrow.
Not what they would have wanted. Larza working his way around the side here. Might be able to creep up on some of the Moonwolf players, but he is very much out on his own. Shots coming in towards him from the 3D Max players as well. And will this make sure that they know his position?
3D Max and Moonwolf, they have just been on top of their game today. Really, really impressive feats coming out from them. Both of them getting wins. And also, of course, getting a lot of kills with it. Edgicast, you see jumping. Does he have a nade in his hand? I mean, I respect the good long throw there, but that's a solid 200 meters. That's not going to happen.
He's got his pitching arm ready. He's like, I've been practicing this, baby. We're going for the straight ball with a slight curve on it. It's going to go directly to the head.
The new patch, grenade launchers. You just toss it in there, you can shoot it out.
Could you imagine? Oh, God.
That's
With the current power of the nades, yeah. Chimed in with the whole fact of having a grenade launcher, I would not want to be anywhere on this map at any point.
That's where you get the knock at this distance, and you don't have to do anything. You just like, shoot that the tube over there. Nemerith, they were rotating. They're rotating far too, and now they're taking damage. The circle did pop once more, and we're going out into the open. And honestly, at this point, with Denethor taking the red 2-story house down here, there's not a whole lot remaining for teams to play around. And there's still a solid 1, 2, 3, make that 4 teams that haven't made their way inside the circle yet. You do have the hilltop position on Pachinki Hills down in the, like just north of where you see Tornado Energy. That will be pretty much the only space available right now for a team. And or I guess you could crash into Chopsticks as well, but that's just not where you want to be sitting this early on. As you can see, no one's committed to go there down yet, or to go down there yet. So not a place you want to be forced to go to early. But then again, I mean, Force might be forced in there because of no other options remaining. Oh, spots them out. Gotta get into cover though. I like this. Edgicast shoots a shot and then he realizes, or fires a shot and then realizes, you know what? I cannot continue to do this. If they start landing shots on me when I run back into cover, that's going to be me down and no way I'm going to get rest. So nice reaction play, realizes it very early.
Some of the positions that Moonwolf had there was like some kind of Ghost Recon style on the hill, trying to blend in with the surroundings, make those shots work. But the rest is also trying to make some shots work here. He's able to do a nice bit of damage and keep him inside the blue.
And you see Desperados, they're just rotating straight through this fight, guys. Watch out, guys, coming through. Can you cease your fire for a second here? We're just going to be driving on through here. Now teams are indeed starting to shoot on towards them. Where's Rezu in all of this? He's sitting there. You go. Now he's shooting. I was like, why are they not engaging on these guys?
Oh, Desperado, you are so lucky that these shots are being missed. They have got away with murder, just a straight line. Heading and know where they want to go and know what they want to do, but there are a few other teams down in the south that they will have to deal with. Tornadoes there, PG, 4AK, Desperado, you got to find yourself some space.
Oh, Ronnie, these are the shots that he wanted to land if you were Moonwolf just before. Great follow along. He jumped up in the air. He even followed him with the scope there anyway. Nice concentration from him right there. Deez is already inside the compound, and I think Ronnie is aware of this, so he cannot really over-aggress on anything. New circle, though, it's going to pop real soon, and honestly, no matter where it goes from here, it's going to be open. It's just whether it's going to be open in the field or open on a hill.
And Ronnie is trying to put in that work for 4AK. PG suffered at his hands.
Like the pushing up Mithralius. I mean, gotta give it to him every single time for us have engagements. It's always him being up there in front doing the damage needed. I don't think you ever see a full fight with Force where Mithralius don't get at least one knock.
Yeah.
He's always in there. Really impressive to see. New circle pops, and we're going into the fields. And VG, please, VG, right now, I want to see 2 guys in vehicles commit to one of those buildings. That's one. Thank you, they're rotating, because there will be teams coming, and they're driving already. Look at the commitment. Fake is sending it straight into chopsticks. Tarlans doing the same thing. Tornado Energy, they're crashing over to the side, and that EXO is running over towards the friends. Like to see it. Thank you for the quick reaction play from VG right there. Look at the north. There's so many teams sitting around, and still Moonwolf and Tarlans down here on top of each other. Apocalypse? More like Apoca-rip.
That was actually pretty good for you. I'll take that.
I'm reaching the level of James's humor.
You've hit it. I'm down.
It says a lot, doesn't it? If it didn't take more.
I'm literally just making you turn into a British degenerate as I am. You will no longer be the posh, very well-rounded Danish human being you are.
Oh, gotta swap guns. Cannot just sit around and reload when other teams are shooting. We talk about this all the time, Lancer. You cannot just take these shots and expect him not to want to shoot in return. Larsa
just got his skates on and went round the side of the mountain to find himself some extra cover, but it's not going to work out for him long term.
He's dead.
And for us, they walk away stuck out of it. Edukos, he is not going to be happy with that.
Look at 3D Max. They know they have to leave the compound, and they're coming in on a third party here. They heard the shots fired. They know it's Force who are up there, and they saw them take casualties earlier, so they know no matter what happens here, they will have an advantage in a potential fight. Now, Noki is in a vehicle, and he could potentially drive over towards his teammates, but that's not going to be optimal. And Savage here, nice disengage. Will he get away, though? That's the big question. Teammates are down the hill, and he can rotate down towards them. I like the play here. Good disengage from Savage.
Yeah, he knew the time was coming and it was the time to get out of there. As actually 3D Max, they run straight down and roll over for us. Not even a chance of a challenge.
And you guys missed it, but I saw it on the map screen. Noki was driving up towards them, but a call came in. It must have from 3D Max and saying, Noki, we just ran all the way up here because we didn't want to get hurt. We didn't want to get seen. Stop your vehicle right now. As soon as they got the kills, Noki started driving again and then got themselves into a good position. Nice plays from 3D Max. They have positively surprised me today. We've said it. We've waited for them. Where have you been, guys? Oh, Frenchmen, when are you going to step up? And they sure have done that today.
Now, Memo, he's having a look at what he can do here. Art of War have managed to stand strong. They've had to have multiple fights here. They had a bit with 3D Max. They had a bit of a fight with 4Us. There was a lot of long distance games going on here.
They did lose Tony early.
Oh, Kravik, he's being lit up. But he's gaining some speed and he's trying to get out of there. And they will be able to escape, but just about by the skin of their teeth here.
Where are you going? Where can you go? There's a shop. Does it look nice? Indeed it does. And you have all of VG there. VG, you gotta make a play on this. You cannot let 2 guys make that. 4 guys crash into your compound without any confrontation.
Nades go out. Frank is avoiding them for now. Buster trying to look for some cover, but cover in the open is not what you want to look for here, Buster.
I just counted it up. They just threw 7 nades and didn't do any damage. That's a...
There was like delayed nades as well. Like if you're going to throw them nades, do it when they're breaching the compound, not after. Frank does eventually get one connecting with him, so it is slightly worth it. But also, Quickmath are getting involved, and it's nades non-stop now as Se7en are thinking, can you please let off us for a second? I'd like to pop out and try and fight. We do better with our guns than nades.
And the thing is right here, I mean, we talk about nades and how much damage they do, but we don't keep we don't take into account that it's audio. It makes it harder to hear anything. Like it shakes your screen as well. It's really hard for Se7en to do any sort of communication when all this is happening. And now other teams, or 2 teams crashing into the compound. We have 4 full teams, and Hedrick just sent it into the building.
Wow.
And what the hell is going on?
3D Max may have made a grave error here. They're continuing to roll up on it. Gravic's on the side. The smokes are down, so he's struggling to see him completely, but they're being ripped apart. Wago's on the full. Noki is there. Close range. They're spraying him, but he gets Gravic. No way. Buster goes down as well. Noki, how on earth did you get away with that? Your teammates may have gone down, but you stood strong in the face of adversity.
And it's not over yet. You have all of Winside in this one too. How in the universe are there still 3 players up from VG through all of this? Art of War came crashing, Winside came crashing, and 3D Max smashed their way in. And now we have 5 teams in the same compound.
VG are just around all of this madness going, what is happening?
This is absolutely insane. I have not seen something like that for a very long time. Art of War, they get eliminated. Desperado's now squaring off against Nixties, and 4AK. 4AK had a really good day today, and they have a tough task at hand here.
Blue and Dedexo are trying to hold on to this. They want to keep Soda up and alive. They've already lost Acerino. Gifted Rue is just outside, but Blue is making a lot of noise here. He sees him. He goes in for the shots, but that gap is very small. What does Gifted Rue do from here? Dedexo's going to come round the side and try and get involved in this. They're playing it smart and they're playing it together, but Gifted Rue only has so much health here. He is heavily under pressure, and he's going to try and get himself healed up. They've spotted him. They've seen him. They know where he's going to go, and he's going to go to hell. He's down and out of it.
8 kills for these guys, and look at what's happening. Once the fight ends, it starts all over again. Tornado energy, embracing chaos. That's what they do best, and now they're getting in here. They only have 1 kill so far, and believe me, by the end of this, they could have a whole lot more. That's going to be 2.
That nade goes down directly on top of the Dedexo. Not too much of a chance he had there, but can his teammate hold on? Soda and Blue are still in the background, and they know exactly what's happening here.
Oh Lord, what did we just witness? There were so many players alive. Everyone was chilling on the edges, and in the end, people just said, you know what? The entire northern side of this circle is practically unplayable. We have to crash it into this compound, and they all did it at the exact same time.
This entire motion of like the last 3 minutes has made literally no sense. Like the fact that Se7en were even able to roll up on the compound anyway shouldn't have happened. Then 3D Max were like, hey! And then the whole time VG's just sat tapping away, and now they're completely surrounded and outnumbered by Tornado.
And Winside were in there too, and now they all have to leave because once again,
Quickmath
they get to sit in the center position. I mean, there were 6 teams in this compound at one point. All of having just had Winside chill here for the longest time. PEL just gets down 1. It's going to be unfortunate. Blue second not coming from him, I believe, so Soda's going to force to go for the rest here. Kofes wants to get the nade on through the smoke, expecting him to be moving on forward. With great anticipation, and they have to make a really, really hard push around here. It's going to be super tricky for Winside, for VG to get out of this one. Desperados and 4AK, despite all the knocks coming in. Both the teams only lost 1 player each. Nades were thrown, even more smokes thrown now as well, as they try to make this obstacle course even harder to run through.
And this is such a hard spot to fight through on those chopsticks, right? Whirling your way forward. And it's just a straight line of like, can I make it? Can I try?
Hooks that way, going.
Style points didn't work out.
Elgiganten go down in 9th, just outside of placement points. And again, everything these teams have been through, and we just made it into placement points. This is a crazy ending to the Erangel games for this group.
Shots coming out. Ronnie able to land the headshot. If they can get some nades off now, I know they probably spent a lot of it.
They don't have any remaining.
If they kept nades now, this would be huge. But Desperado doing a good job at keeping them at bay. But they're having to move forward because of the circle pushing in, which they know is going to benefit Desperado.
It's going to be so difficult to do anything here. Ronnie is trying to stay put. 4AK gets one in return. That's Fundamenta getting one down, but loses. But goes down in return. Next, he's trying to do something, but Fake is there immediately from behind the vehicle. Northwest now over the top. What can he do? He gets them all down.
That is huge there. Desperado should be able to bring themselves to hold on to that. Instead, he comes around the side, he sideswipes him completely, but can he bring his teammates up? Does he have enough time here?
The hero push from Northwest and realizing I have to make this open push in order to do anything. Quickmath were occupied elsewhere. This is my only chance, and he gets himself a double kill there. Really impressive. Nixties does go down to the blue. Oh, well, Fake gets a kill finished off, but it does get taken out by the blue in the end of things. But Northwest and Ronnie still alive.
Tornado have done well to hold on to this for the longest time. They've not allowed VG to break him just yet. But there has been a lot of players get knocked from them, though.
That's the thing, and you see PG 18 now taken down. They were getting some knocks in towards Tarlans, but not going to happen. Tarlans stand strong. Yet again, we see them go out with a good placement here.
Soda. Look at him creep forward. His teammate's already taken a lot of damage, but Soda's going to try and get up close and personal. There's 3 members left alive here.
He surpassed Example.
What?
He got around Example.
What point did this happen?
He crawled around Example.
This continues to be absolutely the most insane position these teams have fought from.
Example, they're waiting for him inside the yellow hut. Look at this, they're waiting for him. Like, there's got to be one more in there.
And Blue's just going to die outright. He's the sacrifice now.
He's dead.
But he's the reason they're focused, right? Because they're thinking, well, he might try and bring him back up, and they're going to push out. Well, I'm going to be here, proned and ready.
There's only one place he can be. He's got to be inside the building.
And they're gaining extra placement points here the whole time because more teams get eliminated as the swarm goes down.
This is absolutely insane. Got to give it to Swarm, though. Once again, top 6, got some kills with it too. Good placements for them throughout the last couple of games.
Look at Quickmath's position, by the way. No one is in the circle but them. They're loving life, pretty much dead center with a compound.
I mean, with how center this compound was in the previous circle, there was no way they couldn't be in, but they
it's just heavily in their favor. Vinco finally go down. Soda, they probably looked at him and went, what?
I think Example actually looked at top of him and was like, wait, guys?
Why? How?
Also, why did Soda not... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was a tricky situation. You wanna be as silent as possible, and you can only hold so many angles when you're a solo player, of course. Really unfortunate, but that was a very interesting set of circumstances there.
Now, we said about 4AK, right? Trying to get extra points off the back of this after a very good game, and now they creeped into 8th place. They're in top 4. They've had a fair few kills, and Ronnie's still a solo player alive in this. He might be ignored for a little bit. You never know. He's still got time to work with this.
He is going to get shifted out, though. He needs to make his way out of this area, and you can see now he's trying to do anything he can to make some sort of room on the backside, and he's the last remaining player. SLR in hand of the opponents. I'm not even sure he has a helmet anymore, so that would be one shot to the head. He's going to be down and out, and of course, I mean, these placement points are crucial, but I don't think he's going to make it any further as far as placement points go in this one. It's going to be his own task, though, if he's going to make it, that's for sure.
Oh, Ronnie, what do you do from here, my man? You haven't got your brother Reggie to help you out. You're a solo member of the Creator Engine. You're a solo member of 4 Angry Kids. Can you frag out? They've had 6 kills already, maybe able to sneak a couple of others in there. He's just about got himself in, but it's going to be the prone game, and no, he wants to stay in the open. Be careful, Ronnie.
He's inside the circle, though. That's the most important thing. And Tarlans go down. That's a double nade coming in from Insolenzo. Placement points, look at the timing. And now if he knows that there was Tarlans over there, he could potentially crawl in that direction because Insolenzo just got to finish off on a full team there. That's going to be them saying, now this side is cleared. So if Ronnie can crawl in that direction, he could potentially get something out of this.
Just allow Quickmath and Tornado to fight. Let them take this battle, and then you come alive, Mr. Cray.
The only player is Example. Example shot over towards him when he proned around. He's the only one who knows, and of course probably also the team knows now, but Quickmath has no idea that there's still a player down south.
And Quickmath, all things considered, have got themselves 8 kills up in this.
Yep. They've been fragging out, holding people at bay, and they've not had an easy time either, constantly having to focus on, well, pretty much the entire 360, because there's been people everywhere. You can see, too, how he's looking out there. Is there anyone out there? Can't really see right now. But with that nade thrown before, that's going to, I would assume, at least force his main focus down this side, what we're seeing right now.
In the moment Tornado move, Tuo is looking at all directions here. He's well aware that Ronnie could be thrown him through, and that's who's going to be found. 4AK, not a bad day for them. A third place and 6 kills. They will take it because they have secured themselves this top 8 position now. It's between Quickmath and Tornado, and Quickmath have got 4 players up in it. And the circle certainly is going to work out in their favor because we're going to center up after this one. But it's what Tornado do from here. They've spent a lot of utility. They've been fighting for a heavy amount of time using the grenades and stuff like that during that whole debacle that they had with Vinco. So where do they go from here?
Tornado, I just like how they can play super aggressive, and we like to see it. It's very entertaining, but they can also just make the wise decisions time and time again. They don't always go aggro. It's clearly a button that they can switch on and off in the sense of when they do like certain play styles. And just like we see with Se7en and we see with Soktanaam and other teams, very, very, very good at adapting toward their what is happening around them.
That was a lot of damage and nearly a knock being done there. And Peltridge also has the information. You saw his teammate quickly come around the side of him. That means that Mise was there to help him and back him up. 2v2 split going on here for Quickmath, and they're covering a lot of ground. Compot, he's just jumping and diving left and right to see what he can find here.
The thing for energy, nice knock coming from Mise there. The only thing for energy right now is that they used all their utility pretty much and holding off everyone in that compound early. You see 2 smokes on one team, but that's going to be even more damage coming from Mise. Gets himself 1 more knock, and now it's just Kofest remaining.
Mise is ready for it. Kofest trying to frag back, but it's not going to work out. A huge win with 12 kills coming out for Quickmath in our final game of today. They get the job done, and they are loving life right now.